One of the questions I get asked by friends and sometimes strangers is basically, what's the closest I came to getting myself killed when I was living in Southeast Asia? There are a few different stories I can tell in reply to that question. Some of them are not so funny. But one story that's funny, because for me it reminds me so much of what's distinctive about Cambodian culture, happened to me when I was doing research in a small, poverty-stricken village. Now, I should mention, Cambodian culture is profoundly different from Vietnamese culture. It's very different from Thai culture. It's different from Chinese culture. There's tremendous diversity crowded into this corner of Southeast Asia. Cambodian culture, in particular, is infamous for sudden mob violence. It was routine to read in the news that, for example, a thief might get caught in the act of trying to steal a motorcycle, and suddenly a crowd of people, complete strangers, who had no connection to the motorcycle or the thief previously, would descend on the guy and beat him to death. So I'm in this small village, conducting research. As I recall, we were looking at corruption in the healthcare system. And to set the scene just a little bit, this is a town where nothing is paved. People are all barefoot. It's poverty-stricken. If people own shoes, they're not bothering to wear them. And I'm walking through this village with a woman who is from the big city. She is Cambodian. She's translating. She's conducting research. So she's wearing high heels to let everyone know I'm in this village, but I'm not from this village. Walking down the street, palm trees, dirt, hot sunshine, and a soccer ball comes over. It's a crowd of kids, some of them young teenagers, and the soccer ball happens to come over to me. I pick the ball up off the ground. Now, you might think these kids would be surprised to see a foreigner. You might think they'd be alarmed. I mean, this town, I'm not going to say that no white people had ever been there before. Probably white people had been there during the day, various types of humanitarian aid projects. But put it this way, I doubt that any Westerner had ever slept in this town. Most likely they'd get back in their sport utility vehicle, get on the highway, and head back to someplace with electricity, running water, and a hotel. Unlike any other culture in Southeast Asia, these kids aren't surprised, they're not interested, they're not intimidated. They look up at me as if it's the most natural, normal thing imaginable, that in this village of dirt and banana trees, this foreigner walking down the street has picked up their soccer ball. And completely relaxed because of them, they all just shout at me, "Hey, throw the ball over." I take the ball, and I mime, as if I'm wearing a trench coat or as if I'm wearing a cape. I just mime that I'm going to steal this soccer ball, like I'm putting it into a bag, like I'm putting it away like that. With a smile, I act as if I'm going to steal the ball from these kids. In that split second, the expressions on all of their faces and the look in their eyes, all of them, go from having fun, being relaxed, calling out from the ball, to being dead set on killing me. You know, some things need a translator. Some things get lost in translation. But boy, you know, human beings, we've got millions of years of evolution behind us. And when suddenly a mob of people decide they're going to beat you to death and start rushing towards you, there is no translation necessary. It is the international language of menace. And the woman who's with me as a translator, she doesn't just pick up on it. She freaks out in that split second. She feels the way the mood has shifted. And then suddenly, you know, we're surrounded. And these kids are closing in on us. Not half a second has passed where I've just twisted away with this ball. Like, as if I'm going to run off and steal this soccer ball. I am definitely the only foreigner in this village. I'm not saying I'm the only foreigner who has ever visited this village, but as if this, you know, strange, bald white man came to this village in order to steal the soccer ball from these children on this, you know, dirt road. In just half a second, you know, I'm still smiling. You know, I take the ball back and I throw it to them. and they stop. But they're still suspicious. The researcher who's with me, at that point, she could barely stay standing up. Now, mind you, walking on a dirt road in 6-inch heels, that takes a lot of concentration at the best of times. She is absolutely doubled over, laughing her ass off. And what she's saying again and again was, and it was true, they were really going to kill you. In that half second, they were really going to kill you.
Can't wait until it's hoodie weather. Have me 3 cars in the crib when it's hoodie weather. Make heat in the summer and hold
that same scene, if it had been a village in Laos, it would have been completely different. If it had been a village in Yunnan, China, it would have been completely different. But in Cambodia, even to pretend for half a second, oh no, I got your ball, just to do a little trick like that,